We wanted to start with a little fight song. Because we are women out there 40, 50, 60 plus fighting for everything that is ours. We're valuable. We know it. If we don't know it, we should know it. So that is our fight song. So welcome to the Morning Cup.
Hey, good morning, work wife.
Good morning, sister wife. Okay, that sounded odd.
It's it.
We have some really wonderful guests again with us today. Can you believe that this is show number 20?
Where has the time gone? I guess that's what happens. You know, when they say, you know, time flies when you're having fun. So
that's exactly it. That's exactly it. That's how I feel. And I love, so if you're watching us from somewhere else across the United States, I love this morning. It was a little dewy. There's a chill in the air. This is my favorite season. So I had to pop on a hat.
I see that. I'm like, right? I got a little hat envy going on right now.
A little Target boat hat, right? I am ready for fall and I've got boots on and everything. So, okay, today on the Morning Cup, the Morning Cup is all about, it's powered by SecondActWomen, and it really is listening to stories and speaking with women who've been there, done that, if not still doing it, which most of us are, let's face it. We're badasses in our own right. And today we're welcoming a dear friend of mine from way back. Oh my gosh, I can't even tell you how many years. I used to work with her and for her at iHeartRadio when it was Clear Channel Radio Group. She is now, or has been over the last few years, really, the president and general manager of iHeartRadio in Southern Colorado.
Woo! Yeah, go girl, go girl.
Jessica Farias, sitting at level 56, and she is the kindest, she's just a wonderful human being. Okay, she is a wonderful human being. And Lupe, you're going to get to meet her as well as the rest of the people as we bring her on a little later on. We're also going to talk about some hot topics. So my hot topic, okay, listen, I love The Bachelorette. I especially love it now that there's an older woman. So I shouldn't even say that. A 39 years young woman, Claire. It is about damn time they have someone that's at least encroaching on 40, for God's sakes. We make better TV. We know what we're doing. We're experienced. So I'm going to talk a little bit about, I'm curious what everybody thinks of if they are watching Claire as The Bachelorette. Is there love at first sight? Is there? So
yeah, that'll be an interesting question. And I wish I could say that I watch it, but girl, you're the reality queen in this relationship is all I'm going to say. That, so.
Well, and also, by the way, we're going to talk about strip dodgeball. They would have never thought to do that for women. So I was cringy a little bit about that. And then our other hot topic before we jump right in is the critical thing missing from D&I. 92% of this thing is missing as a strategy from D&I initiatives. Guess what that is? Age. My number. Age. Your number.
Yeah. So that is a crazy reality.
I'm sorry?
I said, that's a crazy reality to think. I mean, I love that there has been significant focus on other areas to improve diversity in the workplace. But by the same token, they've completely overlooked age. And so it's something that we want to definitely bring to the forefront.
So let's jump right in. Let's jump into this subject in particular. This one's yours. So tell us about what you I know that, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, no. So it's interesting because I mean, obviously you don't like see ageism or you don't experience or you probably even think about it until you hit that age. And then all of a sudden you start to see it, you know, whether it's in comments or you start to see it in, you know, perhaps we're being misrepresented or not even represented in ads. You just start to get a different lens once you get into a certain age, as we will say. But what's interesting is that with that, though, there comes this awareness that all of a sudden we are not being represented. We are not being sought out for jobs. We are being let go. We are not being funded. And it's a real problem. And it's
Yeah.
something that, we've always said, age is that one common factor. I don't care where you're from, what color you are, what your socioeconomic status is or financial status. We're all gonna age, period.
Yeah.
So it's this idea that why not try to do something about it now so that we can kind of start to turn that tide or that boat, but then also hopefully help future generations so that they don't have to go through some of the issues and challenges. So what was interesting is we found a study by the EEOC that took a look at this missing element. They reported the fact that gender, ethnicity were making great strides in being able to now have D&I have a concerted focus on that. Now, they were making significant strides on creating a more diverse workplace. But what they were overlooking was age. As they were looking at whether it was hiring trends or whether it was at even just the ratio of management to staff, it was completely just topsy-turvy. And as management, which is usually where you'll find a lot of our, 40-ish plus type of staff, a lot of them are either like moving on or letting go, but they're not doing it. These companies are not doing anything to rehire us for different positions. And so it was just, it was just disconcerting.
So it's one that's where Second Act Women comes in, where we, you guys, if you're watching, when we say we mean you and me and Lupe and our guests that are joining us. We have got to fight the good fight.
Absolutely.
We need to be recognized. It's about time that we are not forgotten, that we're not seen as invisible human beings. I posed a question actually last night about do our women feel as if they're just existing and not really living life? And I feel like that's true even in the area of corporate America. We're not able to get those jobs so that we can live the life we want to. It leaves us, out on a limb.
Yeah.
And it's too bad that they're missing out on the experience, the judgment, the reasoning, the wisdom.
Yeah, and that's it, right? Like, it's this idea of not understanding the full value of intergenerational workforces to recognize that everybody at every age brings value. Period. And it brings new perspectives that, imagine what you could create if you created synergies versus creating.
So I'm not sure if if I am frozen or if Lupe is frozen. Am I frozen? All right, thanks, Jess. All right, looks like Lupe is frozen. Don't you just love the internet? Brenda, yes, you get it. And chat us up, Brenda. Tell us if you've experienced it, and how it happened. What are the feelings you felt even? So we are going to, considering that my girls, you have it. Okay, good, Brenda. Lupe is frozen. So the good old internet. So we're going to go right into introducing Jessica Farias. She, again, is a badass. She is a wonderful human being. She is sitting at 56 and is the president and general manager of iHeartRadio, that global company that we hear all about, that has mobile apps, that has big concerts, all of that. Well, she is the general manager, president of the iHeartRadio in Southern Colorado and sponsors of Biz LifeCon. Hello, Jessica.
Good morning.
Good morning. It's so good to have you, my friends. How's your morning? You drive down to the Springs every day.
Right now I'm still working remotely. So normally, yes, but today I'm sitting here in my home office.
Well, Jessica, tell everyone about what your background is, how long you've been in radio, and just give us a little bit of info about who you are.
Yeah, so I've been in broadcast radio for over 35 years. And just a really quick, funny story. When I first was interviewing for a sales assistant position, at KHOW.
Yeah.
35 years ago. The general manager, all of the managers were all male, and he said, "You're kind of young. You just got married. So when are you going to get pregnant?" And I'm like, "I'm not going to." He did. I swear he did. And I said, "I'm not going to get pregnant. I promise." And then seriously, 7 months later, I go into my manager's office, just crying my head off. And she's like, "What's the matter?" And I'm like, "I'm pregnant. And I told Jerry I wouldn't get pregnant."
Isn't that a shame, though, that's how it was back in the day?
Oh, absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
the fact that question was even asked of you in the workplace. And we know radio was its own wild, wild west. There were a lot of crazy things that happened in radio, and that was probably acceptable to ask and say.
Over and over again. Very acceptable. Thank God it's a completely different day.
Thank God it's right. So tell us a little bit about what your day-to-day is. Let's pretend that most people don't know the inner workings of a radio station and how different it is today. I mean, we've got the streaming, we've got the devices we can catch you on, all of that. Give us a short,
The crazy part is with COVID, everything overnight just transformed. I had to get my entire team out of the building, working remotely. We have, across the region, we have over 27 radio stations. And in Colorado Springs, we have 8. And so making sure everybody is safe. So just putting people in individual studios or remote broadcasting from their home. Some people in Denver are broadcasting from their closet because they have multiple people working out of their homes. It was crazy. It was very, but we have to broadcast. That's what we do. So we figured it out. Got everybody working remotely on the sales side. You know, our engineers, they still have to go up and down Cheyenne Mountain and Lookout Mountain to keep us on the air. So, you know, making sure everybody has masks and, you know, sanitizers. But the behind the scenes, it's amazing. When you think of, you know, 850 KOA, our flagship AM station, it broadcasts over 36 radio markets. 36 states.
I didn't know that.
Yep. At any given time, you can hear KOA in all of those states. And you have to be on the air, regardless if it's a pandemic or, you know, it's a bright sunny day. The news still has to happen.
That's so true. And they have to do it from closets and smaller spaces because of the sound. I mean, it's like all these things that have to go into that. And I didn't even think, I mean, radio's on 24/7, 7 days a week, all year, all day. So yes, that's a lot of pivoting, or as we like to say, swiveling. That you've had to do.
Absolutely. And, you know, just with people changing their listening habits, you know, thank goodness we have a CEO that is so forefront in, you know, 10 years ago, developing the iHeartRadio app. So smart speakers, the listening during COVID it's gone up exponentially, like 42%. People are listening on smart speaker devices or their phone or their watch or any place. And that's kind of what iHeartMedia is all about, is that however you want to consume audio, we're going to help you consume it. And however.
That is that was one of the things that we're gonna talk about. So I'm so glad you mentioned it. Is smart speakers. I did see, you're right, that it's increasing radio listenership, which in the past, when I was working in radio with you, it was like, it literally, the net turned everything upside down, and XM radio and Sirius, and what do we do? And how do we get our share of the market? And it sounds like iHeartRadio is at the forefront and has really always been at the forefront of keeping their listeners on air. Listening to the stations.
Right now, we reach 9 out of 10 Americans. So in the course of a week, absolutely. Yeah, we're in over 100 and, we have over 185 markets and over 856 radio stations across the country. So just that alone, the scale of iHeart, it's amazing. We just recently launched the Black Information Network, in response to what's been happening across the country. And
what is it again?
Black Information Network, BIN. And Tony Cole's phenomenal man and broadcaster had the vision for this network and reached out to our CEO, Bob Pittman, and said, let's do this. And it's exploding across the country. And
what is it exactly?
I'm sorry?
What is it exactly?
It is to have the influential Black community be able to speak and to have a platform to speak where it's been silenced for years.
Yes.
And to put it to the forefront and to really have a voice. And that kind of thing makes me so proud. So proud.
It's got to make you proud because, when we talk about diversity, when it comes to female focus, and you just brought up something I hadn't thought of until now, it does seem like African Americans, Latinos, and others, people of color and ages, you rarely see on mainstream radio stations. It's, we're pigeonholed, and I just say we because of African Americans being on the hip hop station or being on the smooth jazz station. But it's really rare, at least in the past, that you hear that voice on mainstream general market radio. So that's great.
Yes.
To give the voice.
Really trying to elevate all different, being very diverse. I'm Ecuadorian, and for the
you're what?
I'm Ecuadorian. My mom is
Ecuadorian. Sorry, yes.
And so, but I say that proudly. I say that thinking of everything that my mom went through to become a naturalized citizen and to pave a way for us. And, I honor that tradition, and I want to propel that for future generations, for my daughter, for her family, for other people that are coming up, regardless of age, regardless. It's the fact that I have a platform and I have a position that I can help them.
I agree. My business partner is the same. She's the daughter
of for a minute.
It looks like she's popping on here in a minute. Yeah. She's the daughter of immigrants as well. And her dad and mom, there she is, fought really hard for Lupe to get the education that she has, she and her brother and sisters. And, and she was even a part of a project not long ago about first generation Latinos. But let's dive into the female focus of the radio industry. So I remember the Delilahs, and all of that. So it seems as though radio is finally catching up. Not only the catching up in shades of in flavors of people, so to speak, but it was always a step behind in media, really, when it was putting us in starring roles. And it seems like it's really pivoted to having us more in prominent roles on television, on air, national talk shows, and now with iHeartRadio, one of our women tomorrow is one of your DJs who's broadcast in several markets. Tell us about that transition and how it is that we're finally, and you yourself being finally at the forefront. Oh, are you there?
Yeah, it was, sorry, it was coming in.
That's okay.
I think that a lot of times, well, especially when you and I were working together, it was very rare to have any females in management or in any leadership position. And I remember when I was promoted my first time, I was the only female manager in a sea of probably 10 male managers. And
that's I just that is in a top 20 market.
Wow. Oh yeah. But with that, my always the way I would think about it is I'm going to put my gender aside and I'm going to do the best job, and they're going to see me and they're going to promote me because I can run with them, and I'm going to do it. And but I will say, females always have to work that much more harder, unfortunately, to get the recognition. And so now, again, I just really am, I keep saying this, I'm very proud about iHeart because they are promoting females based on their ability to perform the job. Being promoted to market president in Southern Colorado was a huge step for me professionally, but also for the market, and to make a very loud voice in the market that I'm a female running this, multi-million-dollar organization. So, and then also in our Denver market, Brenda Egger is our region president. We haven't had a female region president ever. Yeah.
Back up. What? Brenda is with iHeartRadio now?
Yes, as of January. Yeah.
What? I did not know that.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
So, the other thing too is just even on the music side, when you look at like country radio, it is so male dominant, and iHeart recognized that, and now we have the Women of Country, and they are promoting and pushing female artists all over the place. It's incredible. Just the awareness, so you ring the bell, you're like, hey, wait, there is a discrepancy here. There's a hole. Let's fill it. Let's do it correctly. And we're answering that call.
I love that because there's you, there's Brenda, there's Kristen Oregon, there's all these really fantastic ladies who are leading at the helm. And that's just in the Colorado market. And a lot of our ladies are from all over the United States now. And so that just gives me chills that, that companies like iHeart, a global monstrosity, it has their eyes wide open.
Yep.
And is putting us, no matter our skin color, putting us in these roles. That really is empowering. And, I don't know how you don't have to go deep with this, but I want women to know that people like you and others who've made it to this level have had bumps and road bumps along the way, because you've had road bumps. We've all had road bumps to get to where you have. How you have a stick-to-itiveness that is just beautiful. Tell the ladies about how it is you are able to. You said to yourself, I've gone through this, but I'm going to keep going.
Yep, it's your mindset. It truly is whether you're going to be a victim or you're going to be a victor. And I have a very strong faith. And so I know when I'm at my weakest, I got to tap into something else. And I do. I tap into my faith always. And I also think of I go back to my mom. I think of the way that she paved the way, and how if she can do what she did to come to the United States, I know I can accomplish anything because she has made that legacy for me. But when you're looking at a road bump, when you're looking at things that look insurmountable, you also need to look at who's behind you and tap into those people. I think of so many mentors: Kate Culligan, Rosemary Bennett, on and on. I can name these strong women who, at a moment's notice, I can pick up my phone and say, hey, I need some guidance. I need some leadership. I need some help. I need somebody just to, help me formulate these thoughts. You can't go along by yourself. If you're doing it by yourself, you're going to have a lonely road, and frankly, you'll probably fail. But you tap into your resources and your sisters, and you can accomplish anything.
I love that, because all too often, we hear women supporting women. And back in the day, it was always said that we were clawing our way over each other like crabs in a bucket to get to the top. When in actuality, especially today, we are supporting each other more than ever before. And why go it alone? Why not ask for help? Why not? We've got to put that pride which somehow is inherent in us that says if we're asking for help, we're weak. That is not the case.
No.
It's far from that, right? I mean, and you have been through it and above it, and the Lord has blessed you, and look where you are today. You are a testament to how if you just keep going and going and going. And as you said, words and thoughts matter. Just keep your head above. Now, we had a good question that it was a little bit back. It said, Jessica, how has iHeartRadio innovated? What lessons have they learned from other platforms like the Pandoras and Spotify's?
How we've innovated, really, when you think about like even podcasting, that has had exponential growth. It's up 127% year over year. And I know those numbers sound huge, but even during the middle of the pandemic, people got weary of hearing the news. They got weary of turning on the television and just being bombarded with, sadness, frankly. So people turned to podcasting. And now within the course of 2 years, iHeart is the #1 commercial podcast distributor. And we're creating podcasts daily. It is amazing how many. We have over 140 million registered users, 252 monthly podcast downloads, 26 million. Oh, yeah, the numbers are astronomical because people, they desire audio. They desire to have that companionship, either with a local radio station or, I love 5 Things with Amy Brown. It's just a fun podcast. She's on with Bobby Bones, and I'm not even a country music fan at all, but she's Bobby Bones' sidekick, and she has a podcast, and she has people from all over the country, different walks of life, different things, health, everything she talks about. It was such a wonderful escape for me. True crimes. I'm all about case file,
Well, I'm an IDTV listener. Yeah. I'm putting it out there. I love that stuff, sadly, but I do.
But when you listen to it, it's a whole.
Your mind is now creating the story.
Theater of the mind.
When it comes to that, before we just mention how you're participating in tomorrow, people like Lupe and I and others that are watching and listening are going to be starting podcasts. Now, does iHeartRadio or media have an arm that helps you, or you simply are the conduit?
Both. So the way that we grew our podcast network is off of a massive amount of listeners. So anybody can start a podcast, but unless you have a means of distributing it and having people know that you're there, podcasts will die on the daily. So we created a podcast called Spit, and it's all about DNA and researching your history and different things. Well, we put that out, and it was sponsored by 24andMe. But we told everybody about it on all of our radio stations. It soared to #1. It's fun. It's a great podcast. And the beautiful thing about that too is that if you are on part of an iHeart, you can hear it on Apple, you can hear it on Spotify, you can hear it on any platform because it's how it's distributed. Yeah.
All right. So I have a ding, ding, ding moment where we're going to talk offline, where I see a workshop, a session coming on, where your team, someone can teach us that are looking into getting into podcasting, how it is we do that. So we're going to have that conversation after Biz LifeCon. I just think that would be so neat. But let's talk about Biz LifeCon before we jump off and invite some of the ladies who are joining us tomorrow. What was it that said, I want my 4 stations of the 8 that you oversee to take part in Second Act Women?
Well, first and foremost,
Biz LifeCon, yes.
You, Barbara, are so inspirational, and just knowing your history and knowing, again, the things that you have overcome and the way you have such a passion for women, and then women 40, 50, 60 plus, That's huge. We have so much to offer, and we have so much history. We can pave the way for people so they don't make the same mistakes. And then when I heard about this, I'm like, I want to be involved. I want to promote this so that more people hear about it. Use this platform so people understand that there is a venue for people. Your life doesn't end at 40. Your life doesn't end at 50. It goes on. And this is the perfect venue to learn about it.
Well, Jessica, thank you. I actually started getting a little teary-eyed, and I have mine today. So I just want to say thank you. I treasure you. Again, I think you're an amazing human being, and I'm so thankful that you're in my life. And
Likewise.
I'm hoping your daughter is doing well with her entrepreneurship. One day we're going to have speak with her, as we talked about over breakfast last year. I just want to thank you for your belief in what we're doing. And I look forward to having you tomorrow in Trinity, Oakland of Sunny 106.3, along with just all the other folks that are joining us. The mayor, I could go on and on. Everybody's heard about it. So thank you, Jessica. And if you can hang on, you can do your work on the side, but if you can hang on and we could take a group picture, we would love that.
Sure. Okay.
All right. Thank you so much. That's Jessica Farias. She is the general manager and president of iHeartMedia in Southern Colorado. And thank you so very much.
Thanks.
Bye, hun. Okay. So if you're wondering, by the way, where Lupe is, my work wife, she had internet problems. We know that happens. We're living in those times. Things happen, but she is behind the scenes feeding me a few questions. So I am manning all of the things that you see that are coming on and off the screen, and as well as conducting these really fun interviews. So next, we're going to jump right into the ladies of Second Act. These are women who, I'm just jumping right in, ladies. This is the first time we've had so many people in one broadcast. Actors.
Hi.
I would love it if you guys each could introduce yourselves. We'll start with Verona, and tell us a little bit about yourself. We already have your age on screen. Love it, and where you're calling in from, and maybe what you do.
Hi. Thank you, Barbara. I'm so happy to be here. I am Verona Matthews, level 40 in Colorado, and I'm a managing partner of a company called Positive Presence Global, and we mentor teams all across the USA. So thank you for having me.
Thank you. Nancy McKay.
Good morning. How are you?
We are great.
Wonderful. Well, I'm in Lakewood, Colorado. I'm a certified life and Equus coach, and I help women who are struggling with unhealthy habits, behaviors, and addictions.
Oh, fantastic. Thank you. It's great to have you, my dear. Arzu says hello.
Well, hello, Arzu.
Next, we have Tracy. Tracy, you and Rhoda with us tomorrow. Hello.
Hi, Tracy D here from Denver. I'm so excited to have found this group. I love Barb and Lupe and can't wait for tomorrow's event. So I am a change advocate. I have been in consulting business over 30 years and doing project management and change management. And I've now repurposed that to help women over 40 and teens transform their mental health and wellness from the inside out.
Love it. Love it. Welcome. Ivette Flower.
Hi, good morning, ladies. I'm so happy to be here. I am brand new to the team and to the group. This is my first day with your Second Act, which is kind of an interesting way to join and be part of this group. I am a public speaker. I am a future lifestyle mentor, and I am a recovering perfectionist living here in Denver, Colorado.
I love it. A recovering perfectionist. I have to have a conversation with you on the side. I need to recover from that too. So I can't remember, Verona, I think you're the only one, maybe Nancy, who attended Biz LifeCon before. Is that correct? Yeah. And so what I love is you four have signed up to take part and or volunteering tomorrow for Biz LifeCon 4. Before we talk about that, tell us a little bit about where you are sitting at your number now. How do you feel about sitting at 63, 40, 51, and 47? What is life like for you right now? And you can be honest. Recognize this is on LinkedIn, so we still have people in that world that are listening. So we'll just popcorn it. Jump right in.
Well, I love it. I have to say, one of the nice things about being over 60 is you really don't, can we swear? I really don't give a shit what people think anymore. And I think that that comes with age. And and my life changed at 60 because I was diagnosed with cancer when I was 58. And I decided to make a huge change in my life and started training for a new career at the age of 60. So for me, my 60s are rocking it. And my business is slowly growing, and it's a struggle sometimes. You know, people think that, you know, you should be retiring instead of starting a whole new career. And I call BS on that.
Yeah, agreed.
Call it what this group is about. Yes, I agree. What about you, Ivette? I know you're new to all of this. How'd you find this group? And well, first of all, how do you feel about the number 47?
I feel great because I don't look it.
Right, she doesn't.
I always see my sister, who's 2 years younger than me. Everyone always thought she was the older one in the family, and I hated that. You know, I was like, wait, I'm the older one. But now I'm like, great, I'm fine with it. She could still look like she's older. That's great. So I don't feel it, and I don't look it. And I actually found this group because of Tracy there. Was talking about it. And so I'm in a crossroads right now. I actually just ended my 12-year plus career as a trade show event marketing salesperson.
Wow.
So as of 3 weeks ago.
Holy smokes. Wow.
Change.
Okay. Well, and that's an industry that is going through it, let's just say. And we're going to circle back to you and find out what you're doing now. Tracy D, you're joining us as a volunteer. Thank you so much.
Yes,
how you feel here?
I'm just so excited to find you guys because it's so great to hear that I'm not the only one, right, that's repurposing in the later part of my career. And that just finding this group, I found you guys back in August at Denver Startup Week. And I was just like, this is where I need to be. This is where I need to go and help, because change is hard for people, especially today, especially 2020 and just everything going on. And I have really been struggling the past couple of years trying to figure out how to get out of the professional consulting world. I do a lot of business and IT consulting, project management, process improvement, that type of thing, and really wanted to get out of that. And what skills did I have to bring to help, and what was my why? And I didn't really know what my why was until my teenage son went through some major depression and anxiety, and 18-year-old graduating and in this year, right? It's just tough, and have all of a sudden found what my purpose is, and the mental health really starts from the inside out. So if you can get healthy from the inside and outside, it's going to really be what is your factor in moving forward. Age is irrelevant when it comes to your health.
It really is, and I'm so happy you brought up mental health, because that all too often, as we can all agree, has a stigma attached, which we all need to kick the ass out of that stigma, because we women over 40 and 50 are the ones that are going through it, or will have some form of mental, I hate to say a crisis, or put a negative word on the mental health. Not an issue, but something that will happen, right? So it's depression, anxiety, all of those things. And we're not alone. I mean, and why is it there's this stigma about it. And so Tracy, I love that you just spoke about it. And we need to keep those kinds of conversations going about how it is, because we're all, Ivette just left a company that she's been with. That's got to be stressful. Nancy, going through cancer and being a survivor, or what is the word that people like to use? There's a couple of different words. A thriver. So we're all going through something, but I love that you all are here standing in your number and doing something about it. So Nancy, tell us a little bit about, repurposing. Who said that term? I love that. Tracy, was that you, repurposing?
I think it was Tracy.
I guess.
Yeah, I love that, repurposing our lives. What was it at 60 at where you said, all right, I'm just going to do me. I'm going to do what I want to do. I'm going to design my future. What was that?
Well, it was a change in perspective that made me realize, even though my cancer diagnosis wasn't terminal by any stretch, it still brings you up short to realize your mortality. And so while I had a really good job, it wasn't fulfilling and it didn't feed my soul. And, it fed my bank account quite nicely, but it didn't feed my soul. And, so my mantra became, I didn't get sober and survive cancer to be miserable.
Love that.
Love that.
And so I decided that I was going to make whatever time I had left mean something.
Yeah.
And it was critical for me to do that. And so, I set out on my path, and, I had some people shaking their heads and wondering if I was out of my mind. And that's
what happens. That's what happens. Everybody has doubt, has your doubt. You're not carrying the doubt. You're like, I got this. And everybody else is like, are you sure? You are 60. Who cares? It's just a number.
Exactly.
Tracy, you quit a corporate job. What? During COVID. Okay, so let our audience know, what was that decision for you to just really take ownership of what you want to do?
Was that Ivette?
Oh, that was Ivette.
Okay. Okay. I know Tracy had something a little bit similar to that. So, it was a crazy world. Trade shows is a crazy world. It is very time consuming, detail oriented, very deadline driven, very, when you're in it, you are in it. And I thrive in that. And in this whole world of doing now virtual events, of not being in front of my clients and not, traveling to these events, not, the fun parts of public speaking in front of my clients or adding this value, it just wasn't there. And I thought, you know what? Let's repurpose. Let's repurpose these skills. Let's look at what I'm meant to do and what I thrive in. And I have a coach that's helping me do that.
That's the thing. It's what we were talking about with Jessica. You're asking for help.
Yep.
You recognize that you can't do it all, and it's okay to ask for help from someone who's been there, done that, and experienced to do that. You're going to get to the finish line faster just by doing that, frankly. Verona, you are with us tomorrow. This is your second time with us. We met you when we were all allowed to be, oh God, this is so weird to say, where we could all be in person together and hug each other. You were at one of our sessions. You jumped in head first. Tell us about why you're coming tomorrow and really about your little life here there.
Okay. So just about level 40, like the ladies were saying, I think if somebody had told me 5 years ago, this is what my life would look like, I'd never believe them. And I think that has been the single most important lesson that I have learned now in level 40 is that life doesn't look the way I thought it would in any form, professionally, in my personal life. This is not the plan that I had, and that's okay. That is absolutely okay. And that's one of the reasons that I love this group it shows me that there's continuous evolution. And the picture that I had in my head 5 years ago, 2 years ago, last week, it's going to change. It's going to change, and that's fine. So I think that is one of the most important lessons that I've learned thus far, and why I'm so drawn to this group. And as far as volunteering, my time for tomorrow is concerned, I looked at you and Lupe. There are so many of us that are rooting for you guys behind the scenes. And I was like, what can I do to pour into you so that you can pour into the rest of the ladies? And I just wanted to love on you. So I was like, okay, girl, you get up tomorrow morning at the crack of dawn, you show up, and that's it. It's not just me, yes, I will be the physical embodiment of it tomorrow, but it's all of us. We just want to pour into you guys, so that you guys can continue pouring into the rest of the group. So
you just made me weepy. That means so much to Lupe and I, because we all together have got to re-script what people think of us in society and in corporate America and in entrepreneurship. And having you guys, you ladies, back there, or here in front supporting us means the world, because it really does take a village.
It does.
It really does take a village. And we are out there 50, Ivette, you had said you look and feel younger. We oftentimes like to even say, that is what 47 is today.
Mm-hmm.
You look like this is what it is. It's not as if you are feeling 37. No, you're feeling 47 because this is what it feels like. 47 is the new 47, 63 is the new 63. That's what we always like to say is, and on behalf of Lupe and I, we can't thank you guys enough for being a part of this. And we're so excited to have you. Here goes Tracy D again, a part of Biz Life Con. Before we hop off, what are you most excited about learning or seeing tomorrow? You've looked at the agenda. You've said, yes, I'm going. What are you excited about learning, seeing, or doing tomorrow, or connecting at Biz Life Con for?
Oh my goodness. Just like everything looks amazing, Barbara. And I'm not even just trying to exaggerate. Like I am just so excited to watch all the speakers, to see how it gets done, behind the scenes. It's such an amazing lineup of women that will be pouring into this group that I honestly cannot single one particular thing out. It's going to be so bomb.
You sat behind the scenes yesterday and you saw how crazy our run of show is. It's like down to the minute. I was trying to find it to show you. Well, we're happy to have you. What about you, Tracy?
Oh, I'm so excited. There, like Verona saying, there's just so many wonderful things. But I think just all the women that are sharing, from the heart is just going to be incredible. And I actually have a colleague on the health panel that's going to be sharing as well. And so I can't wait to support her and see her. And so I'm most excited about the health panel, but the whole event is going to be so much fun.
That's Janelle, I believe, right?
Yes, Janelle.
Yes.
She's going to be representing and talking about our skin and aging. And yes, it's going to be great.
It's all very important. It's important. What about you, Nancy?
I am just so excited to hear the inspiring stories. Last time I got the chills just listening to everybody. And so that's what I'm excited about, is hearing the inspiration and making some new connections and meeting new people. I think it's going to be great. It's going to be a great day.
Oh, thank you. And what about you, lastly, Ivette Flower? I love the last name.
Thank you. Well, since trade shows and events was my life, and it still, I think, is going to be, it just changed. It's exciting to be part of a conference, right? It's exciting to be in this world, in the comfort of my own home, and and the excitement and the buzz of seeing people, motivational speakers and call to action and knowing what the next steps. And for me, it's about networking. I want to network. I want to build relationships with women who are helping women thrive. That is my big thing. And I want to be of service as well. And I'm really excited to see what the next chapter brings.
Well, and speaking of networking, the way we set it up, because we listened to you all from the last time, we will have speed networking, like 8-minute dating. It's going to be 10-minute dating each other in a room. We're going to start out with a question, and you guys go into that room, and 4 times you will get a chance to meet everyone, because we recognize that is important. That's what we women love, is connecting, and we're missing that obviously in IRL. So we have set that up at the beginning, so you get to know your sisters and you can chat with them as the day goes along. And we're going to end with that. We're also going to end with mocktail making too, so stick around for the end. But we are so excited to have you guys join us, and then those of you that are behind the scenes from the studios of Second Act Women, because we are filming this like a TV show in essence from the Commons on Champa. And I just want to say thank you to all of you. I want to say thank you to Sunny 106.3, 96.1 The Beat. We've got Y99, My 99.9 in Colorado Springs, a part of the iHeartRadio group. We've got Douglas County Libraries, you guys, who gave us things, David Allen's Getting Things Done. I've always wanted to read that book. So we do have that. We have for everyone, you guys in particular will for sure get one, just for saying yes to being live on a StreamYard today, and so much more. So we look forward to having you tomorrow at Biz Life Con. Now, if you guys can all stick around in the green room, we want to take a picture so that we can post a picture of all of us. I want to say thank you, ladies, for supporting Lupe and I. Talk to you in the green room. All righty, well, here it is. Yes, Arzu, we've got a prize giveaway. We have tickets thanks to Arzu Zarshan. She was unable to make it tomorrow, but she is a partner of ours. She donated $500 in sponsorship dollars out of her hard-earned pocket money and from Dispatch Mom, and she is giving away a ticket. So if you would like to win a ticket to Biz LifeCon 4, happening tomorrow, all day, starting with Teresa Byrne with a power up. She's going to teach us some karate to power us up. We've got Michelle Fox, who's going to also, you've gotten recipes. Those of you that have already RSVP'd, you have recipes in your email box. She's going to teach us how to make that if you don't make it in advance, and so much more. And we're kicking off the day with a few surprises. And Tony award-winning actress, formerly of All My Children, Tony Pinkins. Oh, I'm out of breath. So if you would like to come and you don't have a ticket, we have 3 tickets to give you now. Simply be the first to post "I want a ticket" in the chat right now, and you have a ticket to Biz LifeCon. Thank you guys so much for tuning in today. My business partner is not with us because of internet issues, but here's the deal. Let me tell you what else is happening. So I am teaching with that's my pooch. I'm teaching a Canva class on November 4th. That's Wednesday, November 4th. Learn Canva. All of the presentation tomorrow, which I think is going to really get your head swirling like, wow, I can do that. Yes, you can, because we are using Canva all day tomorrow. I'm teaching a class with Reboot Excel. They are an organization out of Silicon Valley who is focused on getting us women back into the workplace, into STEM careers, I should say. So I'm also going to be emceeing the Women's Best Awards, Best Pitch on November 5th, and I hope to see you guys there. Lastly, get your ticket to Biz LifeCon 4. It is available right at secondactwomen.com/Biz LifeCon. Now, I was going to ask these ladies, and I forgot, because I am a product of the 80s. We all are, and I loved my 80s music. So what I want to leave you with is a thought, my Thursday thought of the day, my little Friday thought of the day from the amazing, may he rest in peace, Casey Kasem. Remember when he used to sign off of America's Top 40, he would say, keep your feet on the ground and keep reaching for the stars. I want you to do that. Have a blessed day today. And we will see you next week on The Morning Cup and tomorrow at Biz LifeCon 4. Bye, everyone.